Yeah. He's
Um,
versatile, man.
yeah. All right, let's get to Cildroly, the Archer Lord, filling in as a shooter here. Range hook shot, range 8, one enemy, 6 damage on hit, which is actually very low for a shooter character. But he
Super
gets
low.
the effect of heal 3 an ally in 2 of the target, pull 5 the target. It takes 1 damage for each square it was pulled. So we really don't have many characters that have, especially shooter characters that have healing, except for, I believe,
Jessa.
Jessa. That's right,
Hmm.
who's recently added. But now
Yep.
we have another shooter character that has a heal, and he can get a little bit more damage if he can pull somebody 5 squares. But still, that's
This
a
is our first shooter that has a pull.
yeah.
Like,
You
because usually,
he wants some
usually you want to
push.
be farther away.
Yeah, he usually wants you to push them away, not to get them in your face, so you can get your accuracy. But
But this is a unique thing, right? Because if you can get your shooter to shoot the other shooter, and then all of a sudden you pull their shooter into melee or their healer into melee, then it's a whole different ball game.
yeah,
And so, like, I think Childroy is all about, or Childroly is all about, like, let me get that back line, pull it forward, and they're kind of diversifying their targets and pulling them.
yeah,
And he's going to be played more as like a mid range than a long range shooter.
he's definitely going to be doing a lot of disruption here. So we'll see next ability: enfeebling shot, range 8, one enemy, 5 damage on hit. So also very low on hit, but all other enemies in 2 of the target take 3 damage, and then the target is bleeding to their. So you're getting some AoE basically damage, and you're making that person bleeding. So yeah, you're gonna be playing a little bit different, I think, with this character, especially
Mm-hmm.
with some pulling, some bleeding thrown down.
Right.
Hook shot that other shooter in, and then if
Mm-hmm.
you can enfeeble them in the middle, do some damage to people around them, make them bleeding to where if they try and run out of melee, they're just gonna really take some damage.
You're gonna
Yeah,
feel it hurt.
Punish punishment, man, punishment.
yeah. This guy's definitely about his effects, not like high damage like we really see. So this, I think, this is one of the characters that I felt like he maybe didn't quite fit what we normally think of as when we think of a shooter. Um,
Yes.
he feels more like controllery, maybe, or yeah. But anyway, um, then we have Mystical Strafe here, range 8, all enemies in a 3x3 area. So area attack, that's usually pretty good there. 10 damage per hit, plus the effect each enemy hit takes plus 5 damage if both its special attacks are spent. And then a permanent of choose one ally while it is alive. You are shielded 3. So Cildroly here is going to get some damage reduction, which I don't know if there is any shooter character that really gets
No.
damage reduction abilities.
No shielded, no toughened, not unless they're getting it from a different source.
Let's see. So it actually looks like this one here, they added an effect just for PvP because that one wouldn't make sense in PvE. But if you look at his attack card, it doesn't have that. It just has the permanent.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
interesting there, which makes sense, right? Because you're only going to use this hero pad for PvP anyway.
Right.
So you just want to make sure that if you're, playing, you don't you're referencing that hero pad and not just like an attack card. um,
Reminds me of the old days with Arena, where it's like, well, the enemies don't have any specials. That means they're spent. So 5 extra damage.
yep, there you go. You can get some decent damage there if you get some more people and they don't have their specials. All right, then disrupting shot, range 8, one enemy, 20 damage plus effect. If no other combatant is in one of the target, deal 6 plus damage and echo 6.
I think it's cool. That's one of
Yeah.
the abilities that exist for the enemies in PvE
Yeah.
of doing that extra damage and then echo if there's no combatants within one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
A lot of
Basically,
damage.
they just took a very similar ability there and put it on here. So this is 32 damage.
36.
Is it? Let's see. 20
Well,
plus
counting your
6.
passive.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit somebody for 34 and then echo 6 to someone else. Like
Yeah.
that's a hit.
Yeah.
Get
Oh,
mollywalled.
Cildroly there. Definitely changing up what you think of a shooter, not the normal there. All right, let's look at his hero card. Targets in 4 or more away. Normal shooter 1. Effect, deal plus 3 damage. If this attack was made with focus, you gain a mana cube.
Not bad. Not bad.
I mean, I think
I love it.
one of the and I'm gonna do a video on this in the future, but I always liked the heroes where you could build like a mana cube based team. So this will be another character you can add to that strategy.
Yeah. Mana cubes are just versatile in what you can do and
Yep.
fun. Lots of fun.
Just got to get some focus on there. And then his stats, I'd say are, nothing really crazy to say about it. Just kind of generally split. All right, let's get into Zalir the Scholar here, also filling in as a shooter. So we're getting 2 shooters here, which is actually good because I think the shooter class was a little bit behind, weren't they? Oh, no, I guess they weren't. I guess it depends on the box you had. So if you didn't have all the RPG characters, then you're getting less, is what I was thinking of. But anyway, Zalir the Scholar here, filling in as a shooter. Crystal Influence. Range 8, 1 enemy. Benefit, you move 2. 9 damage on hit. Enemies orthogonally aligned with you are vulnerable 3 once per turn. Whenever one of them is hit by an attack after it resolves, you move 2 once per turn. So Zalir here, I remember filling out his too. Very high mobility shooter, which we also, I don't think we've really seen too many shooter characters like this.
No, not really.
Let's see. I guess we have Vallani, who has some movement for like other characters, and then like a move 1 for herself. But really, I think everyone else doesn't really have the ability to do that.
Nieri has her perfect hunt that you can move.
Yeah.
That's her special, but that's
pretty much it.
yeah. I think it low damage again on this one, but more effects based.
Yep. But I mean, you can get a lot of move because it's once per turn, and it's whenever an enemy is hit by that's orthogonally to you.
And vulnerable 3 once per turn means that you can stack on so much extra damage.
Yeah, so you can actually get multiple. I mean, now not on the same turn, right? Because it's once per turn, but you can hit essentially be able to get multiple characters with vulnerable. Sometimes I've noticed in the past where it's like you get a character that has vulnerable, and usually it's like everybody has to just focus that one, right? Mm-hmm. But this one allows you that opportunity to hit other characters too, and it's not just that one guy.
Yeah, and if you're able to make 2 people vulnerable and then have people on your team that hit multiple people, like you're going to run through that team so fast.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Contagious Anxiety. Range 8. 1 enemy. 10 damage on hit plus the effect. Move 1, the target, and another enemy. If your HP is 15 or lower, you deal 8 plus damage. Wow, I
There's the
really,
damage.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There's
I
some
like,
damage for you, but man, I don't know how often you're gonna want to be triggering that one.
it's kind of like the last ability you're going to use before he dies, if you get the chance.
Yeah, basically, which would make
Yeah.
sense why he's anxious.
You have Cedric who's like, hey, stay 35, kind of
Yeah,
20, 35, somewhere in there. Like that's your sweet spot. But
yeah,
man, you get to 15, you're one hit
yeah,
away from death. And like from most characters, most people have at least a special that does 15 damage.
yeah,
Like you're flirting with disaster, but might as well get the most out of it.
yeah. So this one mostly seems, I mean, yeah, you'll get that sometimes. I think this one's more you get to move two characters. So I don't know. I think this is definitely an ability that seems a little weak on in my opinion. Just because essentially you're getting move one on two enemies, and then you're just getting 10 damage on a hit for most of the time, except for in that rare situation you are with 15 hit points or less.
Then with your passive, you're rocking out 22 damage on a
Oh,
primary,
sure.
which is
Yeah,
solid.
that's very good, but it won't be
Don't
for
bank
long.
on it.
It won't be for long. Yeah. All right. Breaking Siege special attack here. Range 8, one enemy, 18 damage on hit. You move 6, then all other enemies in one of you take 4 damage. When an ally, and then when an ally attacks an enemy in one of you, both the ally and you heal for once per turn.
This is how you get to 15 or lower hit points is by doing that.
Right?
I'm going to move you right into the thick of it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of benefits, but you'll be in the thick of it.
Yeah.
It's unique for sure,
Yeah.
unlike any other shooter.
This is probably the riskiest shooter character in the game. Because he's just got to put himself into bad spots really to kind of get things going.
A little bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
But if you let him go, he can. I mean,
he's got
healing
heals
for
here.
Yourself and an ally, yeah, like that's 8 damage
8 healing.
or 8 healing, and once per turn.
Yeah. Now
which is just a lot.
Now it is a temporary, right? So this will stay just at least until the start of Zalir's next turn. But yeah, I mean, you could probably get, maybe this a couple times potentially.
Well, yeah, 8. You're probably talking about 16, 24, upwards of even 32 in best case scenarios of healing going on from this one ability, which that's a lot of healing.
So he's just gonna try to put himself in a dangerous situation, so everyone tries to go for him, and then the rest of your team plows those people and
put it nicely.
Yeah, right. All right, let's get to
and hope that you survive.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Let's get to Slippery Slopes. Range 8, one enemy. This is probably the most interesting one. 20 damage on hit. Permanent. Choose one type of terrain tile. All terrain tiles on the board are treated as that type until the start of your next turn. At the start of each of your turns, you can choose a new terrain type or not apply this effect. You cannot choose or affect portal or quest tiles. And then, move one the target, because why not?
Consolation prize.
Yeah.
My first thought is the floor is lava.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just want to throw everybody in lava at all times. The other thing that would be super interesting with this is in-game scenarios when you can turn the board into like difficult terrain.
Yeah.
Like swampland or something like that, to be able to like, you're farther away because you're a shooter, you have a brute kind of trying to charge you down. All of a sudden, you turn it all into ruins. He's moving half speed. You're moving half speed, but that significantly gets you more time
Yeah.
to be able to shoot him as he's trying to run you down.
Or you can get real crazy and make everything bless tiles.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Talk about having a fun time.
Is blessed considered terrain?
Um.
No.
No, I think it is considered a terrain.
That's above my pay grade. I'm an
Yeah.
unpaid intern.
Yeah.
Me too.
Pretty sure it is, but probably have to double check on that one. But I'm pretty sure it was. I mean, I know everyone just loves digging through rule books, but yeah, and
Where's Johnny
I
when
don't
you
think
need
it's
him?
even on this one anyway. So
Where's the rulebook king?
yeah,
Yeah, Johnny would know this at the top of his head.
I know, right? All right, Johnny, you comment in the comments and we'll do it there. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
All right, Zalir's hero card.
Golly.
Move three combatants. So
That's
getting a lot of
wow.
movement there.
And combatants too. So you're talking enemies, friends, everybody.
Yep.
I mean, this guy's the Oprah Winfrey of moving.
Wow.
Who says your allies are your friends?
Yeah.
No one did.
Yeah. Right.
And he's got six knowledge, so could take on some of those quests by himself, which is really good.
Nice. All right, so that is Zalir the Scholar.